drug design. So CAD is basically computer assisted drug design, which is involving so many topics. One of the topic for this one is QSAR, which is quantitative structure activity relationship. So in this we discuss basically it is a extension of the SAR. So SAR is structure activity relationship, which basically describes that what can be uh, kind of if we modify somehow changes, then similar how kind of the changes which can occur with the biological activity. So these are the things we discuss in the SAR. QSAR basically it is a kind of computer based approach that some of the compounds which are with us, so we will subject these compounds to computers, and the computers on behalf of us will play certain kind of calculations, and they will give us the results. And these results can be useful for the expectation or for the prediction of the biological activity of a. So then we learned that what can be the history of the QSAR. So QSAR is a quantitative structure activity relationship. So we could learn that there was a first scientist whose name is Mendeleev. So Mendeleev has given this kind of concept where he has arranged some of the elements into his periodic table and then tried to arrange them according to their physical somehow properties, which may be physical property or chemical properties. And this is the periodic table of the Mendeleev for about 63 elements of his time. So that is has been available since his time, but now this has been advanced because there are more than 108 kinds of the elements which are available for this purpose, where uh, they have been arranged or they have been sorted according to their physical and chemical properties. Okay. So this is the way their properties varies from if we go into the either axes or columns, then their properties. So the point have discussed that basically elements which are the basics of any organic or inorganic molecule. So these elements possess also certain properties, and these properties can be functionalized according to their nature, right? So the other two scientists have also proposed that activity of a molecule, they have discussed basically physiological activity can be dependent upon. Some other scientists have also proposed that there somehow narcotic properties are dependent upon molecular weights, may be dependent upon surface tension, log P, as well as solubility in water. So these are the two scientists. Sorry, this is basically equation by the Hammett, which he has given. We will study that equation in our coming discussions on topic. So they also try to link their effects with log P, their chemical reactivity, and also somehow kind of polar or spherical effects, right? And these two gentlemen, Hans and Fujita, which one of the QSR which has been developed by these two people, that we will study Hans model in our coming discussion. And another two gentlemen, Free and Wilson. So they have also identified some of the kind of technique for this kind for QSAR. So this can be also applicable. So that model of Free and Wilson, which we will be also studying in the coming class. Fine. So, and or virtual screening is the mode of the this drug design, or it is one of the tool for drug discovery. So that we will see in. But as of now, we have to learn the QSAR. So up to this basic introduction, what is called CAD. So we have seen in the last class that CAD is a computer-assisted drug design, which can be classified into two types. One can be, if I say that structure-based drug design, and another part is called ligand-based drug design. So structure-based drug design is abbreviated as SBDD, and SBDD is a जिसमें structure की बात होती है. So what is that structure? That structure is of that protein molecule. Okay? And another ligand-based drug design, QSAR is a kind of approach which is called ligand-based drug design because when we are developing QSAR, let me tell you, we are not interested in mode of the action. Mechanism of action is not concerned when we are studying. So what is QSAR? So let us start this discussion on QSAR. It is a kind of mathematical relationship, biological activity, and its geometrical, physical, chemical, and biological property of the system. So we know that it is a kind of mathematical relationship. Mathematical relationship means a kind of relationship, a kind of co-relationships which can be expressed in term of certain equation. They say we know the equation likewise activity is a function of property of the molecules. So this is a kind of relationship that activity is directly proportional to either somehow property or inversely proportional. Okay? So this is a kind of mathematical relationship. Biological activity, this is not a new word to us because we know that biological activity, if we are dealing with antifungal molecules, then it can be uh, antifungal activity. And if we are dealing with antibacterial molecules, then it can be antibacterial activity. If we are dealing with the virus, then it can be antiviral activity as well. So that's why we do not have to focus much more on what is kind of biological activity. Another property after this one is geometrical property. So geometrical property is a kind of concern when we are dealing with geometry of the compound. So geometry, let's say you have visited what is called cis, what is called trans, what is called E, and what is called Z. Somehow kind of structural assignments, somehow kind of stereochemistry, capital R, capital S, texture. All these things are also covered under this physical characteristics of the molecules. That physical means how we can see the molecules. Just like if we see the water, then it is liquid in nature. If we see, let us say, iodine, so it is solid in nature. So this kind of physical properties state the nature that these are also chemical properties. There are a number of chemical properties which we will discuss, that it can be steric parameter, electronic parameter, or some other crowdiness of certain molecules. So that we will see in slides. That is also biological property of the system. That is also considered when we are developing. What can be the biological property? Let us say how much, what is the rate of the absorption, what is the rate of excretion, what is the rate of distribution, elimination. So all these kinds of biological properties. So basically, it appears that activity is a function of the molecules, but properties of the molecules, but there can be n number of the property of. Just like I will ask Yesha that am I audible to you, Yesha?
Yes, sir.
Is that I'm giving this instance to elaborate what can be the properties of the molecules and their relationship with activity. So that's why I'm asking this question to Yesha. The question is, what can be the ideal qualities of a good student? So can you give me 5 to 6 qualities of ideal student in the class? So can you let me know this ideal qualities?
Yes, sir. The student must be attentive during the lectures and finish the assignments
Okay,
and do not make any havoc during the class,
okay.
respect the teachers, and keep up with their studies.
So according to ESA, there are some of the good qualities of the student, that students should do the assignments regularly, respect the teachers, should attend the lectures regularly, whatever the assignment has been given, so that should do honestly, all this, blah blah blah. Fine. So these are the properties of the students. I mean, they are good qualities of the students which make him or her ideal. Now I will ask another student that let me ask this question to Deval. So are you there, Deval?
Yes, sir.
Question is similarly like the previous one, what can be the good qualities of a teacher?
Sir,
It is not for
teacher,
me, but I so let you go on. What are the good qualities of the teacher?
sir, teacher, સ્ટુડન્ટ સાથે ફ્રેન્ડલી હોવા જોઈએ.
Okay,
પછી દેન લાઈક બહુ જ્યાદા અસાઇનમેન્ટ્સ ના આપતા હોવા જોઈએ.
go on. What are the good qualities which you expect from your teacher? Hmm.
સર
મારામાં નહીં હોય ને તમે કહેશો તો પણ ચાલશે હો, એવું કશું નથી.
ના સર, ફ્રેન્ડલી નેચર હોવો જોઈએ. પછી સ્ટુડન્ટ્સની પ્રોબ્લેમ શાંતિથી સમજે અને એનું સોલ્યુશન લાવે એવા ટીચર
Fine.
હોય.
Then,
બસ સર.
so any one would like to add this thing? Any one of you? Okay, fine. So you do not want to add like this. So
સર
I bolo. Yes, Hetu.
સર કોઈ બી ટોપિક ને બહુ ઇઝીલી સમજાઈ શકો, ભલે અઘરો હોય પણ ટીચર એવા હોવા જોઈએ કે મતલબ ભણવામાં ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ આવે બધાને.
Fine. Yes.
ભલે
Then,
ટોપિક બોરિંગ હોય કે ગમે તે પણ તો બી ટીચર એવા હોવા જોઈએ કે જે સમજાય તો બધાને સમજાય પણ સારી રીતે જાય.
okay. Even if the topic is difficult, but teacher should be explain it by giving so many examples very easy, so that students can digest the topic, digest the knowledge. Okay. So there can be, if I ask 30 of you and try to go on collecting this way, what do you expect from your teacher? Then I will have 30 different qualities. Or may be possible that if some teacher is really good, then all these qualities can be present in a single teacher. The teacher is really good. Sometimes क्या होता है कि may be also possible that this 30 qualities cannot be present in a single teacher. जैसे कोई किसी में 5 होगी qualities, किसी में 6 होगी, किसी में 7 और like that. Similarly for students also. Students, some students will have only 5 good qualities, some students will have only 3 good qualities, और किसी students में एक भी अच्छी quality नहीं होगी. So this happens with teacher and students also, right? So what I mean to say with that, that similarly, if we expect the ideal teaching, then there are number of qualities. So some qualities are really interested. जैसे if I say that नहीं टीचर का लुक तो हमेशा परफेक्ट ही होना चाहिए, जैसे वो हमेशा हैंडसम होना चाहिए और दिखने में भी अच्छा होना चाहिए, ये एक क्वालिटी है. तो what is the weightage of this quality? Weightage of this quality in science is 0. That even if student, जैसे scientist, that if how a scientist can do a science, so he should have a knowledge, but it is not required that how he or she look or how she is handsome or beautiful, right? So this quality has no meaning. But if I say another quality that scientists should have higher IQ, intelligent quotient, that should be higher, right? So that is that is a more reliable property or reliable parameter. That जैसे IQ है वो let us assume that 5 या 6 से ज्यादा ही होना चाहिए approximate, right? तो ये जो चीज है IQ is a more prominent parameter, so it will affect. But how the teacher look, the look of a teacher, that is not related with his teaching capacity or his uh, I mean to say abilities of teaching. Okay, So similarly, molecules have so many properties. Molecules के पास 10, 100, 1000 properties होगी, but not necessary that कोई एक property का 1% contribution होगा तो किसी और property का 70% contribution होगा. So that is very. Molecules have so many properties like molecular weight है, molecular formula है, number of hydrogen bonds, number of let us say hydrogen bond acceptors, donors, likewise. So there are number of properties. कोई एक प्रॉपर्टी का 1% कंट्रीब्यूशन है, किसी का 99% है और किसी का 0% कंट्रीब्यूशन. This is the way that activity is a function of properties of the molecule. Okay, so what is the use of the QSAR? QSAR का ये जो आपको स्क्रीन पे जो दो यूज दिख रहे हैं, that are the major prominent use of the QSAR. ऐसे कि if we want to synthesize any compound in our lab, तो हम पहले ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री लैब में उसका सिंथेसिस करेंगे, उसके बाद उसको हम प्योरीफाई करेंगे, उसके बाद उसको कैरेक्टराइज करेंगे using characterization techniques, and then we will understand whether it is possessing antiviral activity, antibacterial activity, and we will compare that antiviral or somehow activity with the existing drug. जैसे aspirin है, so whether we have synthesized this compound is possessing a really better activity than aspirin or not. तो ये हमें पता लगेगा जब we will synthesize the compound, we will screen the compound in our labs. But this is the technique, that QSR is a technique which allow us to predict the activity without synthesizing the compound. Without synthesizing the compound, that is more important, right? Or any kind of new compound or unknown compound which we can predict the activity. जैसे आप लोगों ने वो उसके बारे में सुना होगा, ज्योतिष विद्या, राइट, जिसपे हाथों की लकीर, हाथ की लकीर देख के या मस्तक की लकीर देख के दिस persons who are having either good qualities of or knowledge about this forecast or prediction of the future of any person, so they used to do these kinds of predictions, forecast. आपको आपकी लाइफ में ये पॉइंट जो आपके जैसे आपके में आपके ग्रह में कुछ मंग राहु है, केतु है, उसकी वजह से आपको ये दिक्कत आई, तो दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ प्रेडिक्शन. अभी वो टाइम नहीं है, फिर भी उन्होंने प्रेडिक्ट कर दिया है, फ्यूचर फॉरकास्ट, फ्यूचर प्रेडिक्ट किया है आपका. तो सिमिलरली QSR इज अ टेक्निक व्हिच कैन प्रेडिक्ट द एक्टिविटी ऑफ द कंपाउंड विदाउट सिंथेसाइजिंग. अब कोई भी नया स्ट्रक्चर डालो, उस स्ट्रक्चर के प्रॉपर्टीज निकालो, वो प्रॉपर्टीज आप इक्वेशन में डालो और उससे आपकी एक्टिविटी प्रेडिक्ट हो जाएगी, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन वेदर द QSAR मॉडल इज रिलायबल और नॉट. तो ज्योतिष आलतू फालतू होगा तो कुछ भी बोल देगा और आप टेंशन में आ जाओगे. और ज्योतिष मानो कि उसको बहुत 30 साल का 40 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, वो जो भी कह रहा है वो सच हो रहा है, आप उस पर रिलायबल हो. So similarly for model also, whatever the QSR model we have developed, the model is really sufficiently reliable. So whatever the activity is predicted, that will be true. But अब मॉडल ही आलतू फालतू है, एरा गहरा है, कुछ काम का ही नहीं है, then it is of no use to us. It's for nothing. Fine. So that way, this we can predict the activity of the compound without synthesizing. तो उसको बोलते हैं predicted activity, right? Now another use, we can shortlist the compounds using from a wide range or poor from for whatever kind of this wet lab studies. So what can be this wet lab studies? Wet lab studies is basically for medicinal chemistry labs where we are synthesizing the compounds. There are two types of labs. One is called wet lab and other is called as dry lab. Now, what is called wet lab? So, wet lab is a terminology which is applicable for the labs which occupies the reagents, chemicals, solvents, reagent bottles, etc. etc. उसको बोलते हैं wet lab. Although the meaning of wet is different, but it occupies or it consists of so many chemicals. That's why the name is wet lab. और उसके दूसरा जो लैब होता है उसको बोलते हैं ड्राई लैब. Dry lab means there is no chemical, there is no reagent, there is no any kind of reagent bottles, etc. etc. But instead of chemicals, they have the computers. CAD we are learning, that is a part of dry lab, computer assisted drug design. That is a kind of dry lab where there is no any kind of agents or use. Okay. So this is a kind of QSR which will help us to shortlist the compound from their varieties of activities from a large pool. And this is applicable when we are selecting the compound. Just like if we want to select top 100 candidates from the country who will be educated in All India Institute of Medical Science. एम्स में जिनको MBBS मिलने का, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एम्स में हमें 100 लोगों को हर साल MBBS की डिग्री देनी है. So for that, how we will select 100 students from all over the country? Then we will shortlist them that he should be have so and so percentage. Then he should appear for, let us say, NEET examination, national level examination, and students who will secure the top ranks. Then they will be asked that whether you want to go to AIIMS or not. Or maybe AIIMS is conducting a different test after NEET. This can be possible. So one thing is that he must have cleared his 12th science HSC examination. Then he should have qualified NEET examination with certain percentile. And third filter, that respective or test for AIIMS. So in that he should have top rank, top 100 rank. Let me define like that. So this way, by this kind of competition, we can shortlist 100 candidates for earning the degree of MBBS. So that's why इसीलिए कोई भी competition का मतलब यही होता है कि large pool में से हम short pool को दे सकते. ऐसा नहीं है कि जो top 100 जो आगे वही जीत गए और बाकी जो है वो फेल हो गए. That may be possible for a prospective test, but for there will be some different scope for them at other instance or other any kind of profession. Okay. So this is also QSR which will allow us to shortlist the compounds from the large pool to a good number of compounds. जैसे हमारे पास 1000 molecules है. अब मैं एक साथ 1000 मॉलिक्यूल पे काम करने जाऊंगा या फिर मेरी कंपनी 1000 मॉलिक्यूल पे काम करेगी, तो वो तो ऐसे ही बहुत सारा देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ कॉस्ट, देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ मनी विल बी ऑक्यूपाइड. हाउ डू आई सिलेक्ट वन कंपाउंड फ्रॉम द 1000 मॉलिक्यूल्स? दिस कैन बी पॉसिबल इफ आई यूज QSR. Okay, so these are the two major advantages. In simple words, we can predict the activity, we can forecast the activity of the compound without synthesizing it, and we can shortlist, we can narrow down the number of good compounds from a large pool or so many compounds for wet lab. Okay. So this is the use of QSR. Now there are different types of the QSR, such as QSR can be part of the activity. If activity is a function of the molecule, function of the properties of the molecules, then it is called as QSAR. If we are discussing with the property, then it is called QSPR. So basically it is quantitative structure property relationship, because it will correlate the property of a molecule with the property of a molecule with their somehow parameters. If toxicity of the molecule is correlated with the property of the molecules with certain structural features of the molecules, then it is called QS. Yeah, quantitative structure toxicity relations. तो ये तीन different हमने types of I can say, or different types of quantitative structural relationships. Yes, यार यार. Now, what are this? जो हम अभी तक बोल रहे थे properties of the molecules. What can be the property of the molecules? So these are some of the properties which have been highlighted on your screen. And physico-chemical properties of the property, which involves both the kinds of parameters, physics and chemistry. So that's why जो पैरामीटर इन दोनों के रेंज में आते हैं उसको बोलते हैं physico-chemical. One of the perfect example is, I mean to say, log P, which deals with the state of the molecule as well as the nature of the molecule, right? So physico-chemical property is a log P. We will study log P in our coming slides also. So although we have visited the calculation of log P in our the practical of lipids, calculations of or estimation of lipids. Another parameter is called electronic parameter. Now this is the parameter which is applicable due to arrangement of the electrons. We know that some of the molecules have electron withdrawing groups, some of the molecules have electron donating groups such as hydroxy, NH2 and thiol. So all these are electron donating groups. Some of the molecules have electron withdrawing groups such as NO2, trifluoromethyl, even the halogens which are in between electron withdrawing and donating. Another parameter is steric parameter. So stericity is what? Stericity means, so if we have methyl, then ethyl, then propyl and butyl. So naturally you can expect that rather than methyl and propyl, butyl is the one which is having highest stericity or highest bulkiness. Okay, so that is what steric parameter. Stericity of the molecule, crowdiness of the molecule, bulkiness of the molecule can also affect their biological. Another parameter, that is lipophilicity. Now this is more important when we are discussing this, because lipophilicity is a parameter that is highly useful. Now when it is useful, such as some of the disease, likewise tuberculosis. This is the disease which is caused by mycobacteria. What is the name of that mycobacteria causing tuberculosis?
Mycobacterium tuberculosis.
Right. So Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the disease, is the pathogenic mycobacterium responsible for causing TB. Right? अब ये जो TB का जो mycobacteria है, if we study its cell wall, then it consists of mycolic acid. ये जो Mycobacterium tuberculosis का क्लासिफिकेशन ग्राम पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव में नहीं होता है, उसका लिए डिफरेंट क्लासिफिकेशन है. तो झील नील फुचसिन का जो स्टेन है उससे वो स्टेन होता है, राइट. सो दिस दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ माइकोबैक्टीरिया. सो उसका जो माइकोबैक्टीरियम का सेल वॉल है दैट इज हाईली लिपोफिलिक. So if we want to derive a new molecule, new agent which will kill this bacteria, molecule should have also certain amount of lipophilicity, right? क्योंकि माइक्रोबैक्टीरियल की लिपोफिलिक लिपोइडल सेल वॉल को अंदर जाके माइक्रोबैक्टीरिया को किल करना है, तो उसको this medicine should have, drug should have sufficient lipophilicity so that it can cross the microbacterial cell wall, can enter into mycobacterium, and shall be able to kill or shall be able to interact with certain biochemical processes such as transcription, translations, etc. occurring in mycobacterium. हमारा एक प्रिंसिपल है सॉल्युबिलिटी का, लाइक डिसॉल्व्स लाइक। तो इसीलिए लिपोइडल सेल वॉल को क्रॉस करने के लिए मॉलिक्यूल्स के पास भी सफिशिएंट लिपोफिलिसिटी होना चाहिए। Now another parameter is hydrogen bonding. Now why hydrogen bonding is required? Because some of the we have learned this, we have also visited this parameter hydrogen bonding when we learn Lipinski filters. So this Lipinski filter is applicable for only the drugs which are given orally, which are given through mouth, not by any kind of intravenous, intramuscular, intrathecal, or any kind of injections to our body system. So hydrogen bonding is one of the useful parameters which will make a molecule a drug candidate to be given orally. Because हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड तभी होगा जब मॉलिक्यूल के पास OH, NH, SH, this kinds of hydrogen containing electron negative atoms will be present in that. So then molecule can become this way oral, can be given oral. We also learned this hydrogen bonding in terms of hydrogen bond donors, hydrogen bond. Then shape of the molecule. This is also much more important. Now, when the shape of the molecule is dealing when we are discussing somehow biological activity. Let me give you the example of anti-diabetic activity. So anti-diabetic activity, you might have heard the name of this PPR gamma. So what is the full form of PPR gamma in diabetes? So I do not know whether it has been covered in the class, but I am assuming that what is the full form of this PPR gamma?
Peroxisome proliferative activated receptor.
Yes. So PPR gamma is a peroxisome proliferated activated receptor. Yes. So if we look at the active site of this enzyme or this receptor, they are not the enzymes but the receptors. ये receptor का जो shape में जो active site है, active site उसका जो shape है that is V shape. इसीलिए whatever the molecules which want to become active against this PPR gamma, that should have certain V shape or W shape, जिसको V भी बोलते हैं, W भी बोलते हैं. So shape of the molecule is also one of the property which can affect the biological activity. Now, what is the active site of the molecule? For the sake of time, I would like to only share that active site is the site which is responsible for interaction with the ligand, and that is causing biological activity. That is called active site. So we will visit this terminology, active site, when we will learn charge of the molecule. So this is also more important. Now, how charge means there can be, and polarizability, both are very close to each other. If there is a charge on the molecule is highly polarized. There is no charge, then the molecule is that much not polarized. This charge may be positive charge or negative charge, and that will determine the polarizability of the molecule. जैसे water is a charged molecule, H plus OH minus, but in comparison of that, methane is non-charged or less polar. I mean to say non-polar molecule. Okay, so these are all the properties which are called as the some called descriptors, or which will, why it is called descriptors, because they are going to describe the molecule. They say we learn the ideal qualities of the students, ideal qualities of the teachers. Similarly, these are the qualities of the molecules, qualities of the ligands, qualities of the drugs. This is one of the perfect example which will help you to understand what qualities in which we are interested. Okay. Now, let us say there is some competition at national level, that the government of India is organizing certain competition for basketball, and some of their representative approach our institution, LM College of Pharmacy. They approach our respected principal, sir, and with the aim that they want to select six. How many players in basketball? There will be, I think, 5 or 6 players. I can see here 5 players. Okay, so they want to select, और 3-4 खिलाड़ी और इंजर हो जाए तो at least 10 players from LM College of Pharmacy, and out of that, and some of them will play later on at national level. This is their main goal. This is their main agenda. They want to shortlist top 10 candidates from LMCP who will represent the national level team. So this is their goal, and they approach our LMCP. What are the good qualities they will look, constitute, or to frame or to select a good basketball player? So these are all the qualities which have been highlighted. That he should have proper height. कि जिसकी हाइट ही नहीं है, फिर वो बास्केटबॉल के वो रैक तक और गोल तक कैसे पहुंच पाएगा? So he should or she should have sufficient height. So these are other kinds of parameters. Long limbs and strong legs. तो क्योंकि वो जंप मारना पड़ता है और फिर जंप नहीं, और जैसे ही एक बार छोटा सा जंप मारा और गिर गए, so that player is not of a good quality. Next, he or she should have focus, concentration होना चाहिए, कि ऐसा नहीं कि खेल रहा था और किसी ने हाय हेलो किया और उसकी तरफ ध्यान दे दिया और फिर मैच हार गए. Concentration. So that is another parameter, and these are other parameters. I will not go into the depth. But fine. So these are the parameters they are looking. Now here we can describe or we can classify these good parameters to be a best basketball player. So we can classify these parameters according to quantifiable parameters and non-quantifiable parameters. So how do we classify them? Let me give you the example of the speed. That, for example, if I say that speed is a quantifiable parameter, so how I will determine that speed? I can calculate the speed of a person, of you 30 people. How can I calculate the speed? So I can arrange a competition. What I mean to say, 100-meter race, a running race. I can ask you to stand in a row, one by one. We'll blow a whistle so that you are supposed to run up to 100 meters, and the person who will run very fast or will come first, so that I can consider, or also I can calculate your speed of running, how many meters per hour or meters per second you can run, with what velocity, or likewise that I can calculate. So I mean to say, speed is a calculatable, or speed is a I can calculate, or it is a quantifiable parameter, as I can quantify the speed in meters per second, or likewise I can calculate the velocity of your running. So speed is a quantifiable parameter, whereas can I calculate your endurance? What is the meaning of endurance? Who will tell me endurance meaning?
Sir, stamina.
Stamina. So અને ગુજરાતી જેને આપણે બીજા શબ્દોમાં કહીએ તો endurance means સહનશીલતા. સહનશીલતા મતલબ તમે if you are running by somehow you broke down, you fell on the ground and then you injured, and ऐसा है कि मतलब आपको छोटी सी इंजरी हो गई और आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं अब मेरे से नहीं खेला जाएगा, और आपको छोटी बड़ी इंजरी हो गई और फिर भी आपका मतलब वो पेशेंस है कि आप सहनशील हो कि मैं इससे भी आगे खेलूंगा, आधा घंटा अभी और बचा है, मैं खेल लूंगा और ये खेल लूंगी. So likewise, do you have endurance? So that is also parameter. So the question is, am I able to calculate your endurance? कि आप में 10% endurance है, 100% है, 50% है. Can I calculate your endurance? The answer is no. Another parameter is this full of fire. मतलब आप में खेलने का जुनून होना चाहिए. अरे मुझे खेलना है, जैसे सचिन तेंदुलकर की तरह और लेट अस से विराट कोहली की तरह, धोनी की तरह आप में जुनून होना चाहिए कि फुल ऑफ द फायर, कि मेरी उम्र चाहे भले 35-40 से ऊपर मुझे खेलना है. खेलने की स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप आप में होनी चाहिए, खेल दिली होनी चाहिए. So now this is a useful parameter. I agree. The question is further, is this a quantifiable parameter? आप में कितनी खेलने की वो है, how much capacity of full of fire in yourself? So am I able to calculate that? Answer is again no, because it is a qualitative parameter. Full of fire, endurance. Similarly, passion for the game. This is also a qualitative parameter, not quantitative, because I cannot calculate your this passion for the game. So this is a qualitative parameter. So right, likewise, these are the parameters. Some of the parameters are quantifiable, some of the parameters are so why I'm giving this example? Not to make you a good basketball player. I'm giving this example just to highlight that QSAR is a technique where we are dealing with only quantifiable descriptors. In QSAR, we are not going to deal with qualitative descriptors. जो पैरामीटर, जो डिस्क्रिप्टर को हम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं, उनको ही QSAR में हम यूज कर सकते हैं, बाकी सबको हम यूज नहीं कर सकते. This is the reason that why I have given this example, right? And one more example also. This is a kind of one of the instance which I want to highlight, that which parameter should we select for our QSAR. So, जैसे कि if I wish to out from you people, if I want to select, if I want to identify a person with higher or highest intelligent quotient. Intelligent quotient means your IQ. आप में कितना, आपका दिमाग कितना तेज चलता है, कितना कुछ आप याद रख सकते हो लंबे टाइम, for longer period of time आपके. So that is basically comes under the IQ. जैसे आपको कोई पजल दिया गया और फटाफट आपने सॉल्व कर दिया सबसे पहले. So that is, all these things are covered under IQ. Intelligent quotient. बहुत सारे ऐसे होते हैं, स्पिरिचुअल क्वेश्चन भी होता है, इमोशनल क्वेश्चन, EQ जिसको बोलते हैं. So there are different quotients also. This is one of the quotient which will test your intelligence. कि आप कितने होशियार हो या कितने चतुर हो. So that is being determined using IQ. So now the question is how to calculate IQ, or what are the parameters, what are the descriptors which will be helpful for calculating IQ. Answers are, this can be the possible answers: height, long lips, and big brain. So now the question is how the height can be useful to judge IQ. जैसे ऐसा तो मतलब इज इट ट्रू दैट क्लास में सबसे ज्यादा हाइट जिसकी है वही सबसे ज्यादा आईक्यू वाला होगा? सो यस और नो?
No, sir.
राइट. सो मतलब ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि जिसका हाइट सबसे ज्यादा है उसका आईक्यू ज्यादा होगा, या जिसका वेट सबसे ज्यादा है उसका आईक्यू ज्यादा होगा, या फिर लॉन्ग लिम्स मतलब upper limbs and lower limbs. Our hands are upper limbs and legs are the lower limbs. So जिसके long limbs है वो सबसे ज्यादा IQ वाला होगा. So even that is not a true. Can this be a good answer? Big brain मतलब जिसकी खोपड़ी में ब्रेन की साइज सबसे ज्यादा है. In this skull, the person who is having big brain will be the one with highest IQ. So according to science, it can be, because what will happen if the size of the brain is big, then the person will have so and so sutures or likewise some things on his brain, on his or her brain. So this can be a reliable parameter out of these three. That this is a false parameter, which will lead to misinterpretation or wrong interpretation. Height. Long limb is again wrong interpretation, but the big brain, the size of the brain, that is a positive parameter which is directly correlated with the high IQ. Okay, so there can be other so many parameters, but what I want to discuss this same thing with QSAR, that in QSAR there are so many parameters, but we should always select राइट पैरामीटर. जैसे कोई हाइट और लॉन्ग लिम को लेकर आईक्यू जज करने जाएगा तो फेल हो जाएगा. सिमिलरली इफ वी हैव सो मेनी पैरामीटर्स फ्रॉम दिस, इनमें से हमें राइट पैरामीटर को ही सिलेक्ट करना है, सो दैट वी कैन डेवलप अ रिलायबल QSAR. Otherwise we will end up in a false positive results. तो false positive का मतलब तो आपको पता है ना, कि आपको लगेगा कि ये सही है, but in fact it is wrong. Okay? So that's why we should have always take utmost care when for the selection of proper descriptor. आपने बिग ब्रेन लिया तो आपको आईक्यू का मतलब हाईएस्ट आईक्यू आप आइडेंटिफाई कर पाओगे. Similarly, we should select the proper parameter which will be helpful for giving us positive results, good results. Okay. So these are, I think I should perhaps stop with this, because now there is a big topic which we will discuss in the next class. So because you know बहुत सारे types है, so it will be better if I start next time. Okay, so you can have if any doubts or concerns, so you can ask me about the QSAR, because till the time I have discussed only the basics.